Word to word translation. Ata, thereafter, upasprisya, touching or taking bath in water. Sililam, water. Pranan ayamya, practicing trance. Vak yataha, controlling speech. Jayan, meditating. Jajapa, chanted within the mouth. Virajam, pure. Brahma, Gayatri hymns. Jyoti, effulgence. Sanatanam, eternal. Translation by Sri C.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Thereafter, the Brahmanas took his bath in the water, controlled his speech by practicing trance, meditating on the eternal effulgence and chanting the holy Gayatri hymns within his mouth. Please repeat. Thereafter, the Brahmana took his bath in the water and controlled his speech by practicing trance, meditating on the eternal effulgence and chanting the holy Gayatri mantras within his mouth, purported by Sri Prabhupada. As one has to take bath after using the toilet, so one has to wash himself with water after sexual intercourse, especially when at a forbidden time. Kashyap Muni meditated on the impersonal Brahmajyoti by chanting Gayatri mantra within his mouth. When the Vedic mantra is chanted within the mouth, so that only chanter can hear, the chanting is called japa. But when such mantras are chanted loudly, it is called kirtana. The Vedic hymn, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, can be chanted both softly to oneself or loudly. Therefore, it is called the Mahamantra or the great hymn. Kashyap Muni appears to be an impersonalist, comparing his character with that of Thakur Haridasa, as referred to above. It is clear that the personalist is stronger in sense control than the impersonalist. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita as Param Drustva Nivartate. That is, one ceases to accept lower grade things when one is situated in a superior condition. One is supposed to be purified after taking bath and chanting Gayatri. But that Mahamantra is so powerful that one can chant loudly or softly in any condition. And he is protected from all evils of the material existence. So, Om Dhanatiram Dasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmenitam Yana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mogam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langate Grim Yatkrupatam Mande Sri Gurum Dayataranam Paramanam Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Swam Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Vahyam Dadati Swapadantam. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Thank you all for joining. So, discussing Canto 3, Chapter 14, verse number 32, pregnancy of Diti in the evening chapters. So, we'll just quickly run through the sections and then we'll run through the purport points, important points on the chanting of the holy name, glories of the holy name. Then we'll try to understand this verse. In the verse, two things are mentioned: the purifying and the Brahman effulgence. We'll try to cover those aspects. If time permits, we'll talk about glories of Sita Maharani. Tomorrow is our appearance day, but we'll see how time goes. So there are total 51 verses are there, and Vidura is asking the question, Hiranyaksha, original demon, was slain by the same Lord. What was the reason for the fight between the demon king and Lord Boar while the Lord was lifting the earth? I'm not satisfied. Please speak more and more to a devotee who is faithful. That was the question. So the many sections. 1 to 4, Vidura's further question: determination to hear more, desire to hear, and greed. That was the main thing we are to learn. Accept favorable things for Lord and Guru service. Then 5 to 6 is source of liberation. 7 to 15 is Asat Krishna, material enjoyment. Indriya Tarshanat, Diti's appeal for union, begetting children. That is the third section. And then fourth section, we have 16 to 21, Kashyapa, henpecked husband. And 22 to 23 is inauspicious time, need to wait patiently. Then 24 to 29, glorification of Lord Shiva, which is also, this is a, I heard recently. So in the morning when we do chanting, that is a Brahma Muhurta time. In the evening time, especially between the dusk around that time, it is called Shiva Muhurta. Lord Shiva is going with the associates. So it's a nice thing to know. 24 to 29 is glorification of Lord Shiva. So 30 to 36, today's verse is falling in this section. 30 to 36, uncontrollable desire or strong urge. And later verses in the same section is repentance of forbidden action, repentance by Diti. And then the 37 to 41 is results of union, inauspicious time, polluted mind, or negligence of orders. And then 42 to 43 is Diti's request for protection. And then 44 to 51 is Kasyapa's blessings, benediction, or results of proper deliberation, or glories of Prahlad Maharaj. So in this way, this section is laid out. So Prabhupada is very clearly mentioning about the glories of the holy name, chanting the Maha Mantra as very important. So I'll try to cover that where in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is explaining that, and Parikshit Maharaj, when he is about to die in 7 days, and he's asking Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami immediately asked what to do, what not to do. So he covered what not to do in the beginning, but then what to do. Then there he is explaining one must chant and hear and remember the personality of Godhead. Then he mentions Etad Nirvidyamananam Ichyatam Apto Vayam Yoginam Prapanirnetam Harer Namanu Kirtanam. Always it has been explained that by all the Pandits, all the extraordinary souls, that constant chanting of the holy name is the way to deliver a living entity from all kinds of desires and of everything. Whether one who has a yogi or a karmi or a jnani or a bhakta, either way, for all of them, chanting the holy name of the Lord is the way. And how do we know? So as long as we remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead throughout our life, and that especially the test will be given at the end of life when we are giving up this body. Etavan Sankhya Yoga Abhyam Janmalava Parapunsam Ante Narayana Stuti. So one must remember the personality of God. If not able to remember, that means we haven't actually practiced properly. So that's why the chanting of the holy name is the most important method and the most effective method for this Kali Yuga. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is stressing this further point also in Chaitanya Charitamrita in multiple places. The 5 important out of many limbs of devotion service. Bhajanera Madhye Sreshta, Bhajanera Madhye Sreshta, Krishna Prema Dite, Bhajanera Madhye Sreshta Navavida Bhakti, Krishna Prema Krishna Dite, Mahasekti, very powerful. Out of so many limbs of devotion service, Navavida Bhakti is the topmost, which gives Prema, Krishna Prema, and it has great potency. And we can see that great potency in so many examples by simply hearing, by oral deception. Srimad Bhagavatam begins with this point. It's giving various angles of vision, how anybody from any background can perfect their life. Narada Muni doesn't have anybody. He was a small child. He was a son of a Sudrani. He didn't have any qualification whatsoever. That is one set of example. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the spiritual master of Vyasadeva. That's how Bhagavatam begins from that angle. So we can look at Narada Muni's example, why it is beginning with that. Bhagavatam begins after question answers on incarnation, 4th chapter, because 2nd chapter is setting the scene for whole Srimad Bhagavatam, divinity and divine service. What is the characteristics of the Supreme Lord and relationship and everything, and then how to get there, how to attain him is explained in 14 verses, wonderful verses. And then example, what is the example? Where is the example? Can you show me? This Narada Muni's example. What did he do? Only 2 things. Just simply tasting the remnant and hearing with rapt attention without any other. There's chanting the holy name also, we have to hear with rapt attention while we are chanting crystal clearly. So there it is mentioned, Uchchitta lepan anumojito vijay sma munjasma apasta kil vijay. By simply tasting the remnants with permission of this Bhakti Vedanta during the Chaturmasa period, which is coming up from July to mid-November, very important time. How to perform austerity in attaining Krishna, how to in favorable to Krishna, not so much for the body, but actually perfecting the chanting, perfecting or worshipping the deity, perfecting serving the devotees, recognizing a Vaishnava. All these are the aspects. Austerity means this is austerity, not so much about the body. That is not, that is secondary aspect. That will naturally will come. That we don't need to worry so much about it. So then Narada Muni, after tasting the remnants and hearing with rapt attention, Tatran Vaham Krishna Kata Pragayatam Anugrahena. Anugrahena means is receiving mercy because he is hearing, sitting in the front, whether he knows, whether he understands or not, but he is hearing with rapt attention and he is serving, he is asking permission. Anugrahena Asranavan Manohara. Ta Sraddhaya Anupadam Visranvataha. Not even Sranvata, Visranvata. That means very specialized, very attentively, with rapt attention, very humbly, meekly, really want to know how to progress. That's why when the 4 months they left, what did he do? When we are in that situation, we will not be able to do. But he was able to do even at that small age. His mother passed away, but he could do continue exact instructions as it is without any deviation. He is able to do. And Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, these examples are given, and we are just reading this morning also. We are discussing the Daksha, not Dhruva Maharaj, when he is returning, when Uttama was killed, when he returned from after got the blessings from the Lord, and he received the blessings and he got the protection. Then he saw that his brother was killed. Uttama went to forest by Yakshas. Then immediately he ravaged to fight with Yakshas because without any proper this thing, they killed Uttama. So he went to fight with Yakshas. Their examples are given that this is in relation with the chanting of the holy name. How the person, the devotee who has practiced sincerely, dedicatedly, with the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, and chanting the holy name regularly and receive the blessings of Vaishnavas and Guru and Supreme Lord, how he will be protected. Mountain, the demigods are seeing, the Siddhas are seeing, and they are seeing mountain of rains, heavy showers of rains of arrows. So many, not even one extra. It's almost like he's lost. They're thinking, oh, alas, Dhruva is going to be lost. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is commenting and Prabhupada is commenting. This is the devotee. Mountain, example is given as mountain. Mountain doesn't get sinked by the so much shower of rains. However it may rain, mountain is always strong. Same way the devotee, even though others may, sometimes yes, when the rain comes, all the dirtiness will be washed away. Same way now, Dhruva seeing this so much showers of rains coming from so many extras, rather he ignited fire in his heart. Rather all the whatever little bit laziness, whatever this thing was there, it was washed away, and now he's even more vigorous to fight. He cannot be lost. He will not be lost because he's been protected by Guru and Vaishnavas and devotee. Narada Muni blessed him, and then Prabhupada, the Supreme Lord has given blessings. So he has full protection. And the further example is also given the rain of showers, and then it is also given, is almost lost, like the sunrise example, sunset example has been given. Sun is arisen and then sun is set. It's almost like sun is set, now is going to be lost. When sun is set, what happens? It is almost like going into the back. If you are on the ocean front, you will see that it went to the ocean or merged into ocean. But actually for devotee, yeah, you'll never be lost. You'll always be protected despite any other things are there, some mistakes or whatever. But Lord is always protecting as long as he's sincere, like Dhruva Maharaj, like Narada Muni, like Prahlad Maharaj, like Pandavas, like Hanuman. So all these examples are given to give us faith, to strengthen our process, what we are following consistently day after day. We must follow those Sayev Sadhu Prasangam Ajaram Pasam Sayev Sadhu. So we have to associate with those who have developed strong attachment, and try to avoid Prajalpa, try to avoid unnecessary discussions. Only what is needed we should try to follow. Now, the chanting of the holy name, there are 10 offenses. Yeah, within the where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning now with the bhakti, and further he is mentioning Tara Madhya Sarva Sreshta Nama Sankirtan Niraparada Nama Lailo Krishna Prema. So one who is chanting as per out of 9, the chanting of the holy name is the topmost. One who is chanting without offenses. Now within the 10 offenses, we all know the last one, inattentiveness. That is the focal point. I want to bring it up. This is for me and for everybody, so to understand these aspects thoroughly. Where Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in Harinam Chintamani, inattentiveness while chanting has 3 aspects of it. One must carefully understand. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Bhaktagan, Ahara Prasade, Kari Nama Sankirtan, Gadai Goranga, Jaya Jahnama Jivana, Sri Advaita Jaya, Sri Vasadi Bhaktagana. Is offering prayers. In ecstasy of prema, Mahaprabhu is asking Haridas, and Haridas is describing about the glories of the holy name and all the aspects. Haridas wept, and in prema, Gauranga embraced him. Gauranga said, "Where is there such a devotee as you, Haridas? You know all the spiritual truths and are all at all times transcendental to material nature. By taking birth in a low family, you have shown to the world that obtaining Krishna is not dependent on wealth, honor, family, or refinement, but is dependent on faith alone. Whoever has faith in the process of unalloyed worship of Krishna is greater than the demigods. You have understood that the name is the supreme truth, both the means and the end." And then Haridas spoke. Haridas Thakur, Prabhupada is quoting in the purport also, comparing how devotee is strong. He is greater than demigod. There's a verse that we may not have time in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna directly describing the greatest quality of an exalted devotee, greater than the demigods, is speaking. Haridas Thakur is saying to Sanatana Goswami in Puri and to Gopal Bhatta, when he traveled to South India, he taught the importance of performing one's chanting without inattention. Inattention is counted as one of the aparad. Even one successfully overcomes all other offenses in chanting. One is chanting continuously, love of God may not come. One should know that the reason for that is one committing the offense known as pramada or inattention. This offense will block the progress to prema. Pramada may mean madness, but here the meaning is inattention or carelessness. It is from this offense that all other offenses spring. The wise men recognize that this is important. There are 3 types of this inattentiveness. What are those? First one is indifference or no attention. Second one is laziness. Third one is distraction, attraction to other objects. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur further elaborates on this point. We have to patiently listen and we have to try to follow if you want the mercy of Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. By good fortune, Sri Prabhupada, it is coming through Sri Prabhupada. By good fortune, after getting faith, a jiva will take up the name. By chanting regularly, counting on a tulasi mala carefully, he will develop attraction for the name. However, until that attraction has actually developed, one must be very careful about how one chants. Naturally, the common man having attachment to material things will be attracted to these things even while chanting. Though chanting japa daily, if his taste is elsewhere, he will show indifference to the name. The first aspect is mentioned out of 3. Indifference, laziness, distraction. First topic of indifference. His heart will not be absorbed in chanting the name, but in some material object. How can that benefit him? He may chant 64 rounds, counting strictly on his japa beads, but in his heart has not received one drop of taste of the name. This indifference or apathy towards the name is one type of inattention. In the heart of a materialist is unavoidable. If indifference or lack of attraction for the name is present, one should take association of Vaishnavas. It's so important, so important. But when in the association of devotees, what we are going to discuss, that is also very important. Many times we may miss that point. We take it for granted. That we should avoid. Who are properly chanting in some place, sheltered from the material influence. By chanting in that situation, his absorption in material things will be reduced. Being inspired by the conduct of the Vaishnavas, he will give up that fault. Gradually, the heart will give attraction for the name and will be anxious for the nectar of the name. The advanced devotees have recommended that one live in a place where Krishna had his pastimes, near Tulasi, in the company of Vaishnavas and gradually increase the period of chanting. Quickly, the taste for the material objects will go. Another remedy is to carefully chant in a room by oneself with the door locked, or concentrate on the name by covering the eyes, ears, and nose with a cloth or the like to prevent stimuli from the exterior. Carefully chanting in this way, an attraction or taste for the name will develop and indifference will be suppressed. This is the first indifference aspect. Now, coming to the laziness aspect, the second aspect, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur through Sri Prabhupada is giving us this. If one chants with a sluggish mind, or after chanting a little, one has to stop before finishing his round. It is called laziness. From this, one's taste for the name cannot develop. The remedy for this is to take association of Vaishnavas who do not waste time in material activity. Such an important. Again, the remedy for this is to take the association of Vaishnavas who do not waste time in material activity, but constantly chant and remember the holy name, being absorbed only in the name. One should follow in their footsteps. When one sees how the true Vaishnava or Sadhu does not waste time in useless pursuits, he will develop a taste to do likewise. In his mind, he will think very good. By this, enthusiasm will come to this lazy mind and he will overcome the offense of laziness or inertia. One will become determined to increase his chanting every day. By this eagerness in his rounds and by the mercy of the devotees, the offense of inertia will quickly go away. Now, further, the next aspect of inattention, the distraction aspect has been mentioned. One should be very careful to eliminate the third type of inattention or distraction. From distraction, all types of inattention are born. This fault resides in attraction for women or men in case of women, and wealth, attraction for material success or victory, desire for position, and the cheating propensity. If one has attraction in any of these categories, one will naturally be inattentive to the holy name. One should be careful to eliminate these fixations by following the proper Vaishnava behavior. On Ekadasis and appearance days, one should stop thinking of eating and all day and night chant in the association of devotees. In this way, one will joyfully engage in devotional activities, listening to scriptures of the Lord in association with the Lord's servants in the Lord's Dhamma. Gradually, the bhakti portion of one's mind will increase and the mind will rejoice in hearing topics about Krishna. The higher taste will come and the lower taste will go. Upon hearing songs about Krishna from the mouths of pure devotees, one's mind and ears will taste the real nectar. So we can understand these three aspects of indifference or no attention, laziness, and distraction. And the last aspect, distraction. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving that point of in Chaitanya, in Sikshastaka. Everything is saying not, no, no, na danam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadish kamaye, mama janmani janmani iswari, bhavatat bhaktir ahai tuki tvai, ahai tuki, undivided, uninterrupted. Let me become the servant of servant of servant and always continuously serve. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budo. Krupaya tava pada pankajasta dhuli sadrisam vichantaya. So one must take the dust of this lotus feet of those exalted devotees, Sri Prabhupada. So we have to beg, really beg and cry to come to this mood, attitude is Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur is describing. Now, in this verse, few things are mentioned about the controlling the speech, controlling the and mind, because strong urges are always pushing because of the past sinful activities, past lives. We have to. So there in Srimad Bhagavatam, we see that a transcendent Lord Krishna is mentioned, transcendently who does not completely control his words and mind by superior intelligence, will find that his spiritual vows, austerities, and charities flow away just as the water flows out of an unbaked clay pot. Nice example, and Prabhupada elaborates on that. When a clay pot is properly baked, it holds any liquid substance without leakage. If a clay pot is not properly baked, however, water or any other liquid within it seep out of to be lost. Similarly, a transcendentalist who does not control his speech and mind will find that his spiritual discipline and austerity gradually seep away and are lost. Dana or charity refers to work performed for the welfare of others. Those who are trying to give the highest charity by preaching Krishna consciousness should not engage in speaking cleverly for the satisfaction of beautiful women, nor should they attempt to become artificially intellectual simply for the sake of mundane academic prestige. One should not even think of intimate sexual relationships, nor should one daydream of for acquiring prestigious position. Otherwise, one's determination to strictly practice Krishna consciousness will be lost. As described here, one must control the mind, senses, and speech by higher intelligence so that one's life will be successful. So all these things must be understood. We have to take everything in a positive angle. Sometimes Prabhupada is very strong, and his disciple may be strong, but that doesn't mean we run away. So why Prabhupada is saying rascal or why Prabhupada is saying man animal? Sometimes those who are not serious, they run away. So, but that is not the main goal. Is how to take positive things from the instructions and understand and apply it, if possible. If not, leave it. But running away is not going to help. So, further, it is mentioned about the same aspect. Being surrendered to me, one should control the speech, mind, and life air, and then through loving devotional intelligence, one completely fulfill the mission of life. Now, the 2 points are there. The chanting of the holy name, we chant, but the 3 sandhyas, we chant the Gayatri, the morning and afternoon and evening. And sometimes afternoon while being at work, most of us in IT. So we may do afternoon and also in the evening together, what to do. Not supposed to be done. Some leeway is given by some Vaishnavas. So Gayatri is to bring that. We have Sravanam, we have Smaranam or Mananam and Nidhyasanam, 3 aspects. So in that way, so we are bringing, because the goodness, passion and ignorance as the time goes in the day, so we have to bring that consciousness. While chanting, consciousness is going into different direction. So we have to bring that consciousness. The contemplation, meditation is there through Gayatri mantra. Not only Brahma Gayatri, but further aspects. 7 Gayatris are given in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Srila Prabhupada. We received Brahma Gayatri, Guru Gayatri, 2 of them, Gaura Gayatri, 2 of them, and Krishna Gayatri, Kama Gayatri, total 7 of them. So it gives the perfection. But the chanting of the holy name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is the topmost. But Gayatri is bringing that to consciousness, more personalizing it, more intensifying it, so that we chant better. We develop that personally. Krishna is there and feeling it, loving emotions. That is the main purpose of Gayatri, to bring forth the actual intensity of that loving relation with Krishna. But Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the topmost. That's why they will ask you at second initiation, at least I have been asked, why do you need second one? Do you think that Harinam is not going to liberate you? Harinam is not enough? Is that's why? Why do you need second initiation? So we have to know. Otherwise, it's important, very important to know. So that's why here Prabhupada is mentioning here, but in this verse purport, you see that seemingly explaining that Kashyapa is the impersonalist. Rather, is not Prabhupada wanted, I think, put it from the Acharya's commentary to show that we shouldn't be impersonalist. In that context, Prabhupada put it. But Kashyapa, otherwise, how will the Lord will be born? So Aditya, so many. Lord also born as Vamam Deva and so many. One can develop loving devotional intelligence by perfectly chanting the Brahma Gayatri mantra awarded at the moment of Brahman initiation. By clear intelligence, one becomes naturally and spontaneously disinterested in the rewards offered by mental speculation and fruitive activities, and takes full shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So already time is up. I'll stop here. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Gamraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktam ki jai. Many aspects we couldn't cover, but what to do? Time is limited. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Krishna Prabhu. I'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and week ahead. Important week, ending with Nashinga Chaturdasi on Sunday. We like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Ram,
Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Shri Nrsingo, Jai Nrsingo,
Mahadesa, Jai Padma Prabhupada,
Padma
Ramira Mahavishnu,
Devi,
Mandala,
Krishna Bhagwan ki jai,
Jai,
Raj ki jai.
Jai.
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the Sumal Vaishnavas, Vancha Kalpatarubhaya,
Vancha kalpatarubhaya,
Ashtam ki Jai,
Jai,
और
Shweta
सिमरन
ki Jai.
की जय,
Jai,
उपाद की जय,
Jai.
और प्रेमानंदे
Hari 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 Bol.
Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna.
Everybody Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.